9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Marcus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights, dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Fly guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soars in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry.
Hey,
What up, son?
what's good?
Man, the energy is up today, man. It's up.
That it is.
Everybody
That it
coming from
is.
practice, getting all of these notes. Twitter feed is on fleek right now. It's going nuts. It's on fire. Just watched the Hollywood Brown touchdown, and I guess that was Reek Willing that got the pick. So yeah, man, it's a lot of energy right now, and it should be. It very well should be, man. So what's going on,
Absolutely.
Tom?
Hey, man, I feel great. I feel great. Happy to be here with the people as always. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. You guys are tuned into the Bald Eagles podcast. He's Marcus Thomas, aka Coach Marcus. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. He's Pro Fan Talk. I'm Chalk It Up. You guys know how we carry it here, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to all the channels. So continue to support the content. We love each and every one of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, what a night. What an evening. Fun night, too. Like you said, a lot of fun. A lot of people were excited. Word is over 45,000 people showed up to the link tonight.
Show up and show out. You know, the only thing that was probably missing tonight, LeBron.
LeBron James. If LeBron would have popped up, that would have been a cultural moment.
Man,
that would have been a moment.
If he came out with a Jalen Hurts jersey on or something, that place would have flipped.
That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy.
It did not happen, man. So this is the last week preseason, man. I'll be down there on Friday for the alumni game. Looking forward to that. Who you think gonna get some snaps?
Well, not a single starter, I'll tell you that much. You know, I mean, there was a moment where I thought to myself, maybe they throw Makai Lemon out there for a series or two, but the reality is just knowing their MO and knowing that he was dealing with the hamstring, and obviously he's back in action. I mean, you saw him moving around tonight, caught a touchdown. Even with the tackle, Reek Willing after the INT got thrown, but I just don't think they're going to throw him out there. I just think that they're going to keep all their cards close to the vest. We're going to see heavy 2s and 3s. Actually, we're going to see a heavy dose of Cole Payton on Friday.
Yeah.
Heavy dose.
I think Makai might get some snaps. I think he will.
I would like to see that. I'm hoping for that.
They gotta get him in there. They gotta get him game speed. At least one time.
A series,
whether
something.
It's a series, 2 series, maybe it's 10 snaps or less, whatever. But he's got to get some game speed before the season starts.
If, to your point about that, if you get him out there for a series, hey, listen, these three plays going right to you.
Yeah, get
they're going right to you. Get him the ball early.
Wouldn't be the first time.
And give him some variation. You know, so overall, though, I think my gut is telling me that no starters play. But because of the nature of his situation, you never know. Maybe they say, let's get Makai out there because they got to get him up to speed in terms of just game speed, like you said, right? I don't doubt that he's been locked in the classroom, in the film room. I don't doubt that he's lacking mental reps. I don't doubt that at all because when he and Smitty came off the injury report, more specifically him, when he came off the injury report, when they came out in training camp yesterday, came out into practice, your first three receivers you saw, first team drills, Smitty, Wicks, Lemon. They threw him out there. The moment he was cleared, they threw him right out there. So it tells you everything. It tells you everything you need to know about how they view him in terms of his value to this offense, right? Obviously, you drafted him in the first round. He's valuable. You want him to be you want him to produce for you. But for typically the Eagles, they ease guys back, or they're very funny about giving guys just first team reps. They want guys to earn it, all that kind of stuff. They threw him out there right away, which told me they understand their back is against the wall in terms of getting him up to game speed and getting him in the flow of everything like everybody else. So. Or we'll see what happens.
I hope they get him. Just man, let him touch the field. Let him brush that dust off. Let him brush that dust off. He hasn't had game speed since he was at SC. You got to let him get in and get thumped. Even if you don't throw him the ball, let somebody put some hands on him.
That don't mean what?
You got to get that feel, man. Just you owe him that. You know what I mean? So. But if they don't, it wouldn't surprise me, but I think they will. But I mean, I guess we're gonna find out on Friday. So I think I don't know how much. I haven't seen much. Everybody's talking about the splash plays. I haven't heard anybody say much about like what they look like in the trenches. I know defense was there. Defense is always gonna win those battles. But the last preseason game, our offensive line was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I want to see more of that. Looks like I saw that Saquon had a touchdown pass. And the one thing that I noticed last week, and I about did a backflip, they threw 3 screens. And I was like, Jalen Hurts is going to get a lot of money this year from screen passes and checkdowns. He's going to get a lot of splash plays. He's going to get about an extra 400 to 500 yards passing from just dumping the ball off to Saquon or Bigsby or Shipley and letting them make something happen. And we haven't used screen plays in almost 4 years.
I'll tell you this. To your point about the screen plays, I've never seen them executed as successfully as I saw in that preseason game with Brenton Covey and Carson Steele, right?
Absolutely.
We've seen them try to execute these things in previous. It just didn't work. It never worked. They were lucky if one got 10 yards. That's how bad. Like, it just didn't work. It felt like something they would just do, but something that wasn't repping enough.
That's exactly what they did.
And
they ran it just to ran it. But do you know why it didn't work?
They clearly weren't repping it. It wasn't a part of their identity. Clearly, they were just doing it.
The reason why it didn't work was because they ran no play action.
They did nothing to set it up.
Correct.
Because the whole point of a screen pass is to allow the defense to come in.
Correct.
So you can create lanes so you can catch them lacking behind them. You can create lanes and you create a situation where you have a lot of free blockers. But the point of it is to let guys come in, and it collapses on them, and you hit somebody wide open, and now all they got to do is navigate traffic. But they weren't executing that. The guys weren't getting their blocking fits. It just seemed like there was never ever space.
And you'll remember me saying this. It is very difficult to run play action from gun. You do not get the same movement from the linebackers when you take a step back and just put the ball in front of your face and the running back just runs across. Now, when Jalen reverses out and he does one of those, you see them linebackers flying. I saw that. I was watching that. Buffalo and whoever Buffalo was playing with last week in preseason. They were running the hell out of play action from under center. And I was like, look at those linebackers fly. And I was like, that's what you're looking for.
Buffalo played the Browns.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for. It doesn't matter who runs it. It doesn't matter what scheme they running. play action works from under center. And because of that, that is why a lot of the short passes across the middle is going to work more for Jalen Hurts. You don't have to be an ace with a gun arm to throw the ball 5 to 10 yards across the middle when you done move the linebackers 5 yards the wrong direction. That should be easy pitch and catch for Jalen Hurts.
I don't think people understand Jalen Hurts, for the most part, as the Eagles quarterback, he wasn't getting a lot of his yards from Yak.
No.
Primarily, all his yards came strictly from wherever he threw that ball. That's where it ended up.
Correct.
His yardage, and people give so much credit to these other quarterbacks for throwing for all these yards every year, but they're not really doing the math on where the yards are coming from. All they see is, hey, Baker Mayfield had 4,000 yards. Hey, Josh Allen had, Jared Goff has multiple 4,000 yards. Okay, are you paying attention to how the yards are being accumulated? Yeah. Because I've seen a lot of these top tier quarterbacks, not saying they're not throwing the ball downfield, because they are when they get opportunities, but I'm seeing a lot of opportunities being created in the short and intermediate. And the perfect example is Detroit. If you really watch Detroit games, the bulk of Jared Goff's yards come from Yak.
Yeah.
The bulk. So when you think about what Jalen Hurts has been doing, it's actually remarkable that he's been as productive, not getting the Yak yards that most of these quarterbacks are used to getting because of the scheme. That's not to say DeVonta and AJ didn't have any Yak at all. That's not to say that. But when you think about the scheme and and how it created opportunities for guys, they did not have a lot of Yak opportunities. They didn't.
Think about what they did in 22. When AJ Brown just got here, and we would run that quick slant on our left side for the X receiver, and they knew it was coming, and they still couldn't stop AJ Brown. And all the tackles that he was breaking, making a 5-yard quick slant, a splash play.
But think about that. The fact that he has to break all these tackles to make it a splash.
Correct.
Like if they got Yak, it was because they had to work for it. It wasn't schemed up that way, and they were given artist real estate to operate in.
Yeah. So I think Jalen's going to have a lot of success this year because of that. And I still don't understand why we would never run it. I mean, again, I just mentioned it because we couldn't run play action, and our offensive line, our center couldn't block last year. So it's a whole different conversation, man. Isn't it funny how much better even a brand new offense can look when your offensive line can hold a block? And it already looks like it's going to be a good year for Saquon again. And the funny part is Saquon might not have anywhere close to 2,000 yards, because this year it don't matter who in the backfield, somebody going to eat the way these boys is blocking.
Right.
So, and I saw somebody on Twitter mention that I guess tonight it looked like the D-line was getting the best of the O-line. That D-line is going to get the best of a whole lot of lines this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that just tells me our offensive line is going up against the best, because our defense is going to be a terror this year. It's only a matter of time before
the secondary also.
I hate even say it because I know he from here. He from Sicklerville. Jahad Campbell.
I know he's going to have a year. I can feel that.
Trot Jr. is coming.
I know that. But
don't get hurt.
I think it's possible. Mistakes. Oh yeah, that angle too. Don't get hurt. Don't give him a path.
Don't give him a path. And that's saying a lot, because I know Jahad is good.
That's the thing. He's good. He's not a bad player.
I'm hoping it's going to be iron sharpens iron. And all I can say is by the end of the year, if Trot's not starting, that means Jahad Campbell is beasting on everybody. Because people don't really understand how big he is, and people definitely don't understand how fast he is. So I'm looking for Jahad Campbell to, he ain't going to just let nobody come in and take his spot. So, and I'm saying that you got Jahad, and you got Trot Jr., and you got Smell London, and Zach Bond is still there. All across the board, we good. The defense is good. Now, we might have some questions maybe at a couple places in backup. I'm still worried about if God forbid, Keely Ringo got to get out there because somebody get injured or something like that. The second string in the secondary might cause you to, have to arch that brow a little bit. But other than that, bro, we good on that defense, man.
Yeah, I couldn't
We
agree with
good
you
on that
more. I think what separates Jihad from Trotter, though, because I've been thinking about this and I've been listening to people talk about it too. What separates, okay, so in between the tackles in that box, Trotter and Jihad Campbell, they're the same player. They're that effective. When you get outside those tackles and that athleticism has to show, that's the difference. That's the line.
Jihad gonna get there.
That's the line.
Jihad is gonna get there.
And that's the edge that Jihad Campbell will always have over Trotter Jr. He's more gifted athletically. He's longer. And he just gives you more outside of the tackles. But I think Trotter Jr., you can make an argument he may be more savvy in that tackle box. He just may be.
Yeah.
He just may be. But I can argue Jihad may be on par, and then you couple Jihad's ability outside the tackle box. You saw Jihad's athletic week one against the Cowboys. You saw his athleticism quick, immediately.
And also, he's focusing on one position now. Vic Fangio said as much.
Yeah. He's
focusing on one position, man. And I agree with you 100%. Him being on the outside covering somebody, I think we will win that quote unquote mismatch more than not. Because what you're always trying to do is get a skill position on a linebacker. Because that should be an automatic advantage. But when you got somebody as athletic as Jihad, folks gonna have problems. And don't put him on a tight end, because the tight end, it ain't gonna be too many tight ends running away from Jihad. It's gonna have to be because of the route. Maybe he gets sucked in on a wheel route or something like that, and he's going too flat. It'll end up being a technique thing, but you're just not gonna outrun Jihad Campbell too fast.
Exactly. Yeah, he would have to be completely out of place.
Yeah.
But like you said, this defense is going to be really great, but this offense going up against this defense every single day. They're pushing this offense. They're pushing Jalen Hurts, and I like it. I mean, Rick Woolen had 2 interceptions tonight.
Oh yeah,
2, and they were legit.
Legit.
They were legitimate. He got a pick 6. He undercut a curl route, and on another one, Lemon was running a crosser, and Jalen Hurts, I don't think he put it ahead of Lemon enough. But here's the thing about it, though. I can say that, but Rick Woolen is also just a really long player, like just freak athlete. His ability to cover ground and recovery speed. I mean, it gets to a point where we got to say, you know what? That's a great play, right? And one may say, no, Jalen got to put it further ahead. Like, for example, there was a deep ball to Smitty that Quinyon was able to break up. Jalen has to either let that ball go sooner, or put it further ahead of Smitty in that moment. I would say let it go earlier, but regardless, though, he was open. Smitty would up and try to bring it in, but it just gave Quinyon an opportunity to make a play on that at the end of the day. Regardless, though, my overall point that I'm trying to make is these corners are going to take these receivers to another level, and they're going to take Jalen Hurts to another level, because you're not going to go up against you're not going to go up against Quinyon Mitchell and Rick Woolen and Cooper DeJean every week. You're just not.
Every week.
You're not.
I agree.
But because they're in the building, iron sharp as iron, like you always say.
I can't wait for it, man. I'm ready to. I'm even thinking about going into the stadium for this game, because normally I watch the game from the club on the inside with all the food.
No, I'm with that,
man. I might have to hang outside for a little bit and actually watch the game, so you can like really get the sense of what's going on, man. So I think the biggest hurdle is really Sean Mannion proving his offense is effective. That's it. That is it. That's the only X factor we gotta solve for. I think Jalen Hurts will be fine. I think the offense will all work together. And we got the little question marks, like what's Makai going to look like? Offensive line stay healthy. what the backups on the O-line look like, stuff like that. But everybody's coming through and proving that they belong. We all itching to see Willie Lampkin get in there.
Yeah.
We already itching to see Markel Bell get in there. You know, we know the path that's set before us with the offensive line. We done already set things in motion. Lane Johnson gone and all of that type of stuff. So we already got stuff in motion. So now it's about them proving that they are ready to go at the drop of a hat. And I think we are at that precipice right now. And again, you're going to go back and look at this and it's be like, damn it, Howie, man, you did it again. You did it again. The only other thing we kind of waiting on is Grenard. And I think the way our defense is going to look, it's going to be like Grenard. Take your time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to 100%. When you ready, you come back. There is no rush. We good. So, and then we'll be that much better. We will be that much better. So I'm very optimistic based on what I see. I really do hope Makai plays tomorrow because I just want to see it. I just want to see it. If they don't play him, I understand. But yeah, I'm just anxious to see him and just have one less question mark to worry about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. I think overall, like, we're eager because Makai's been on ice. We want to see how he looks in live game action. We want to see him make a play, right? We want to see that talent shine when there's no limitations, right? When you're trying to when you got to unhook the trailer, you get what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that. Tonight, though, he was able to find Makai Lemon for a touchdown. I don't know if it was a busted coverage. I don't know, but Makai Lemon ran a wheel route, and he was wide open on the left sideline, took it in for a touchdown. So that was a good opportunity for him. On top of that, Jalen Hurts was able to find Saquon Barkley for a nasty touchdown off a wheel route. They love those wheel routes in this offense.
I saw that.
That pass to Saquon was nasty. Probably the best pass of the night.
And it was a good catch.
Great catch. Phenomenal throw. Ball placement was right there. Got to give credit where credit is due. For the pass, give credit where credit is due when it comes to the catch. On top of that, Jalen was able to find who else? He was able to find Hollywood Brown for a touchdown.
I saw that one. Yep.
Who else he was able to find? I think he was able to find Smitty for like a 40-yard catch. That was a beautiful pass too. Reek Willen was right there, tight in coverage, and Jalen Hurts was able to thread the needle and loft the ball just where it needed to be so Smitty could take it, and he took it 40 yards. I think I hate looking at this. You know, only one person keeps track of the stats for these things, right? And sometimes you can't help but see it. But Hurts threw 3 TDs. He had 2 interceptions, both to Reek Willen. But I don't care about the interceptions right now. I just don't, because I see a guy truly trying to test the capabilities of that arm in this offense. I see a guy really testing his abilities, trying to give the ball or try to give his guys chances on the football. And it's all, and again, this offense is heavily based on timing and rhythm. And what's got to be understood is what they're working out is their timing. They're working out their rhythm. All that stuff is going to be ironed out. Trust me. As the season progresses, you're going to see that timing. You're going to see all the opportunities starting to take shape.
I'm ready for it, dude. They good, man. They good. Tighten some things up just a little bit more. Because you can never know the offense well enough. And just get those little idiosyncrasies, all of the stuff that we don't see, that you can't pick up from just watching. Because I guarantee there was a lot of mistakes made. So practices like this give you good film session.
Absolutely. And
you can really tighten things up and have guys get to where they're supposed to be. Like I'm looking at this touchdown from who was that? Hollywood Brown that ran that cross.
Yeah.
And ended up scoring. Like, was that a good move by Hollywood, or was that a mistake by the DB?
Right.
It looked like a rub route.
Yeah. And same thing for the Makai Lemon touchdown. People feel like, people wonder if that was a busted coverage or was that just great design? But sometimes great design creates busted coverage.
Correct.
And that's what has to be appreciated, right? Sometimes it's easy to take the low-hanging fruit and say, oh, that's an easy throw. You got to make that, right? And you're right. They have to make the routine stuff. But when you got to ask yourself, and you got to at least put that on the table as well, that being, did they create that opportunity with the scheme? Did they force the defense into a bad situation? Did they force them to make a business decision, right? That's the angle I'm choosing to approach it from, because we brought Sean Mannion in here to take this offense to a different level, and we brought him here to expand the game of the quarterback, to give us a new flavor, a new look as to what to expect from this Philadelphia Eagles team. And we have to learn to trust what we're seeing. And we also gotta learn to give Jalen Hurts and his offense credit. I feel like people struggle to say, oh yeah, good on the offense. They're so quick to say, oh yeah, the defense made the mistake, because the defense is so good. They've been good for a while. People tend to attribute any production done on that offense was strictly because the defense made a mistake, not because the offense did anything special. But I think we also got to start giving this offense credit for making the strides they're making and taking advantage of a talented offense, because the defense is definitely taking advantage of you when you give them the opportunity.
Absolutely.
So when they give you opportunity, take advantage of that. And we got to give this offense credit when they do that. You got to get credit for making the routine things look good too.
The one thing that I didn't see, and I'm sure it's on purpose, I didn't see Jalen Hurts take off.
Yeah, and sometimes he'll and especially in those scrimmages or whatever it may be, those he's done that before. It seemed like they were focused heavily on we're gonna run this passing game. We're gonna get these guys going. We're throwing the ball.
And sometimes that can be why he ends up throwing picks. You in practice, let me run this through, and let's see if this works the way I thought it would work. Do we get clearance from the linebackers the way I thought it would? Do the DBs move the way we thinking they're going to move? Stuff like that, so you can try to throw with anticipation. And if it doesn't work, then you throw it out the playbook. So a lot of times, and people don't think like this, but I know the way practice works, sometimes he throwing a pick, that's a good thing, because that means they're going to take that play out of the playbook. This doesn't work. We didn't get the movement we wanted.
Right.
So you trying to figure that stuff out. You're trying to force the issue at some times, so you can figure out what the defense is going to be able to do, with the logic being you're not going to come across too many defenses better than ours.
Bingo. That's the thing, right? The interceptions are being thrown, obviously not intentionally, but you're forcing the issue a little bit, because you're trying to find out, okay, if we run this, what opportunity are we creating for the defense?
Timing, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, is this, like you said, okay, why didn't this play work? All right, scrap that. Or, okay, let's realign some things, right? So the interceptions, it's all case study. This is all data. That they're accumulating. And then eventually they're going to be able to submit that data into that prompt. And then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing this offense be automatic.
Yeah. Yep. So the only thing we're waiting on now is just to see how good he is at playing chess. When it's a real game and the defense has adjusted after halftime.
Right.
Like, what are you going to come to the table with? That's the one thing where Patullo was like he was an abject failure. Like, we either did nothing in the first half, and in the second half we came out and just beasted, or we beasted in the first half, and in the second half we did nothing. We could never put it together for all four quarters.
And to me, that says something about the coach. That says something about the OC to me.
Exactly. You
You
gotta have the wherewithal. We knew them games where we got out coached. We knew that.
Right. Like
And
any
hopefully we just don't get
any
that
OC
this year.
could put together a nice 10-play, 12-play stretch. Any OC could do that. What separates you is All right, what happens now when you're off the dome, when you're going off field, you're going off what you're seeing, you're going off of like, all right, what's this defense showing me? What's been working, right? Thinking 2, 3, 4 plays ahead. That's what Shane Steichen was great at. It seemed like he always it seemed like throughout the game he was consistently laying landmines. And then you saw the offense being able to take advantage of those things. You saw it. It was so also to note from tonight, a couple players did walk off with some injuries. Lane Johnson tweaked something. He didn't go back in.
Oh, Lord.
Now, granted, he was still on the sideline. He wasn't nowhere to be found, but he didn't go back in. And a vet like that, you want to be careful. So I can see them.
I know they're being cautious, but still.
Yeah, you don't want to see it. You just don't want it on his jacket right now. I get it.
They're gonna do worse in the real game. So
yeah,
it's grin and bear it, bro.
And then Jordan Davis, I think he tweaked his elbow or his wrist. He left it for a little bit, but he came back on with like a brace on. He was right back in action. So, and Willie Lampkin returned. I think Willie Lampkin had a stinger, but he returned.
Yeah.
And Landon Dickerson didn't practice tonight, strictly rest. They want to be careful with him. And Drew Kendall got the starting reps at left guard, which says a lot. Says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Drew Kendall. I like me and you talk about it all the time. The depth on the offensive line is sturdy. The depth on the defensive line is sturdy as well. We saw some creative things tonight. There was although it was an incomplete pass, Makai Lemon motioned to the C gap and they ran an out. He ran an out route. Kind of how you know how the Rams would like motion Puka and then he'll run his route through the offensive line.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. So they're incorporating creative things. Makai Lemon's touchdown, he was in the backfield. He wasn't lined up on the line of scrimmage. He was in the backfield next to Hurts in the shotgun. Yeah. And he just ran a wheel route, wide open. Either they overlooked him or whatever they schemed up, created the opportunity.
I'm curious as to how they running them wheel routes. Are they running kind of like 2 to 3 yards deep and then angling out and then up? Or are they just swinging wide right off the gate and then just racing somebody down the field? So there's a couple different ways you can do that with the same result if it works. But you got to fool the linebackers. I'm going to the right or to the left like I've normally been doing these past 5 plays. Come on with me. And then when they see that ball fake, they want to stop and go the other way like they just been burned. And that's not the case.
Yeah, man. One stretch, Jalen Hurts hit DeVonta Smith on the deep out route, then followed that up with Saquon Barkley running the ball. He juked Zach Bond for a big gain. Hurts also hit DeVonta Smith on the play action rollout right after that. And then Jahai Campbell was able to break up a pass to Makai Lemon on the next play. So, they're getting good work all across the board.
Enough good work to go around.
For sure, man. I'm really excited about it. Let's see what we got in these comments, man. What they talking about?
Like everybody just kind of making comments about the practice, man. Got some people talking about Epps. The Commandos are in for it on September 13th.
Man,
getting that started,
man, bro.
MVP loading. I've been seeing a lot of that too. Just pump your brakes on it. Let's get to week 5, then you can throw out your MVP talk if you want to.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
We got to keep it a buck. What's up?
This is Eagles aside, still football, still NFL, but let's put the Eagles on the shelf for a second. What were your thoughts when the Browns announced that Deshaun Watson was their week 1 starter?
I thought it was crazy. I thought, based on what I saw, and I know I'm saying this from the outside looking in, I did not think Deshaun Watson outplayed Shador. I thought Shador was better quarterback from camp. I thought he earned his shot to be the starter last year with everything that Stefanski did to sabotage that team and tank, all of that type of stuff. Yes, he made some mistakes, but you find me a rookie who doesn't, and you find me a rookie who doesn't make mistakes that got treated the way he did. Only second and third team reps, no time with the starters, And then every time you do get in the game and do get yourself and your team in position to win, your coach does some dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like being on the 2-yard line and running a tight end fake or something goofy like that. Like it made no sense. And when things don't make sense, that means you trying to sabotage or you trying to do something that you ain't got no business doing. It's not that difficult. So when they announced him the starters, I was upset because I'm looking at it from a different perspective. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of you don't waste that young man's time. And time is the only thing in this world you can't get back. You done took a year of his life away and you treating him like this. Now, facts over feelings says you knew this was going to happen because they paying Deshaun what, $40 million or whatever they paying him for that goofy contract that they shouldn't have gave him.
If they cut him, they got to incur an $80+ million dead cap hit in 2027.
Right. That's a business move. I heard
of
Todd
course.
Monken's press conference. I didn't believe it for a second. That is
how could you?
That is a directive that is coming from the ownership directly. At the end of the day, everybody got a boss.
Here's the thing, right? The Browns. This is when I will never respect certain organizations because they can't help but to think about the money too much. And here's what I mean by this. Right? I understand you're spending the money, you invest in guys, you want to return on your investment. I get all that. I get it. We all invest in things, and sometimes the stock blows up, sometimes the stock plummets. Sometimes you invest in a person. Sometimes they take the opportunity and run with it. Sometimes they fail in their face and they embarrass you, right? That's the gamble you take with investing, right? When you think about it from the Browns' perspective with Deshaun Watson, they gambled on a player who they believed was a penny stock ready to go because he was going through what he was going through and he was able to sit for a year, and they think that talent doesn't just disappear. And then he had the injury, but regardless, they bet on Deshaun Watson and they invested the money. And so far, it's not been paying off.
Man, he's been a total failure.
Right. A total failure. Not even a total failure. So I say all that to say you have the data to back up that your investment was not well placed. Okay, fine. Own it and make the right football decision, because I will respect you more if you say, you know what, we paid him, and if we cut him, we got to take this hit. But guess what? We putting the best players on the field, period. Sit your ass down. Now, granted, if you
with that, man, and I see it now more than ever, and partially because social media is everywhere and people got a beat on it, and they putting that information out there with the quickness.
You'll survive it.
At the end of the day, you just to streamline the conversation, ain't no way you gonna have the world's most expensive backup.
Or cut him. Take the hit. Because at the end of the day,
hit, though. The reason why they can't take the hit is because they putting all this stuff together, new complex, and you got to get all of that stuff passed. And you got to have some hope for your fan base. You have to.
Hope is them showing up on Sunday, having something to root for.
So but they got to look at it from the standpoint of the ownership does. You got to look at it from the standpoint of the future. Why would you hamstrung yourself again going into this draft? Because I think what they're going to try to do is if Shador is not playing by week 5 or 6, he's probably not going to play unless Deshaun Watson gets hurt or he's just so abjectly horrible that they don't have a choice.
And the thing is,
possible.
Yes, and I also think I think they probably set it up where as though, look, start him, and if he's terrible, we can justify putting Shador on the field, right? First of all, you were justified before. You were justified in this preseason. Again, I understand it's cheaper to keep him. That's why my first thought wasn't cut him. My first thought was have the courage of your convictions and say to the football world, he can't play. We know it. We know we messed up with the money. It's okay. We'll wear that for now. We're putting the best player on the football field. We'll make that money back.
Yeah, but where your mistake is thinking that these people are going to act like regular folks.
I watched Howie Roseman.
Never do that.
I watched Howie Roseman at one point
I was just about to say that. I don't think Eagles fans understand how good they have it with Howie. I don't
Bingo.
think you understand it. You've been in it for so long that you just expect everybody to be like that, and that is far from the case. Far from the case. Howie Roseman is humbled because he got humbled. He put the work in, he's got the experience, and it's paid off to the ultimate. He got us to plant our flag on top of the mountain. Plenty of people get to the top of the mountain, but only one team can plant their flag every year. So we done been to the top 3 times, and we done planted our flag twice. So he's good in that regard. And he learned his lessons, and he learned the whole Chip Kelly thing, and he stuck around and all of that kind of stuff. There is nobody else, nobody in the National Football League who's got that type of experience and been through those type of things. So I think we get spoiled, and even Jeffrey Lurie, Mr. Lurie has been phenomenal. Again, how many owners can you say that about? You just saw the dude for the 49ers get busted for that nonsense.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So we are so far above board, it's not even funny.
And I
But I'm
understand that,
saying
right?
that to say, in regards to the Browns, they have to plan for the future. And if they're going to take an $80 million cap hit, and they're going to still take a swing at Arch Manning and all of that type of stuff, they still want to set, if they want to do business, you still trying to get Deshaun Watson in the plan where he's possibly going to get traded. What's the team that Tua is playing for now? Atlanta. He looked so bad the other day, it's not even funny.
Yeah, Michael Penix, he looks so bad. He looks so bad. Michael Penix got a shot.
Yeah, and his leg still ain't healed up. So there are different things that could still possibly happen because you got a couple of teams that just don't have a good look. The future ain't looking good with the quarterback that they got. So somebody might be willing to make a deal, and you already know that the longer as the season goes on, when you get to week 8, that's when you start getting the injury bug, and you're gonna see which team can make it to the end of the year without getting dinged up too bad. So I just think Cleveland, and I understand why they sided with the money. I understand that. I just think it wasn't a good look, and they left Shador out to dry. And now you're gonna have your whole fan base booing your starting quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand the money side of it. And, trust me, I'm always preaching about how good Eagles fans have it, when it comes to Howie Roseman and how unique this situation truly, truly is. I don't think most people really understand the uniqueness and as far as the standing Howie Roseman is in, not just in the league, but in this organization. His position, his role, his standing is so unique. It's so uncommon. And, I said it to say, I understand that every organization is definitely not in a position to make the kind of move they made, a la trading Carson Wentz, right? 31 other organizations wouldn't even dared made that move at that time. That was the largest cap hit in NFL history at the time. Dead cap hit.
Yeah.
What was it, like 35 million, 40 million, something like that? It was something crazy.
Something like that, yeah.
And they did it. They had the courage of their convictions. They talked about it. They had a plan, and they made the moves they decided to make. And they have the courage of your convictions in this sport are so important, because it comes a point in time, in my humble opinion, not having the courage of your convictions hangs with you way longer than any money or dead cap hit you can incur.
Yeah, but honestly, Tone, not in this sport. If Deshaun Watson manages to rattle off a couple of wins, the conversation is going to be totally different. It'll still be a bunch of people that said they hate him and I don't want him success and all of that type of stuff. But the majority, the biggest ovation is going to be like, oh, hey, we're winning games now, so let's let bygones be bygones and let's keep moving forward. There's always that contingency of people. Winning cures everything. They say that for a reason. Even the stink of Deshaun Watson. So I guess the Browns see like we got nothing to lose. If he does stink it up, Shador's going in. If Shador does well, then at the very least, we got trade bait, or we keep him and we still be number one in jersey sales.
I don't know how you trade Watson with that contract.
Like I said, if there is any way possible for the Browns to figure out a way to get Arch Manning, that's what they're gonna try to do.
Mm. See, and that's the thing, right? When you know you're a bad you're a bad organization when you thinking about motherfuckers that's not even in the league yet. Like, come on, we don't even know if Arch gonna be good. Like, personally, he's not even the best quarterback in college football, and come on, like, I listen. I live in Texas now. I see a lot of Texas football reluctantly, and Arch Manning he's cool, he's solid, but he hasn't proven he ain't proved that he got that last name is his yet.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with him.
But it's not really Arch Manning topic, really. It's more so about the fact that when you know your organization's bad, when you're worrying about a motherfucker that's not even in the league yet, like, he got to get here. He hasn't even declared for what draft he's going to come out of yet. Like, I mean, it's just.
Well, no, this isn't last year, so they know. They thought he was going to come out last year. But last year he came out and he was real regular. And then you had that idiot Paul Feinbaum saying what he said. He's going to be the greatest college quarterback since Tim Tebow. What? You said that with a straight face looking into a camera that broadcasts to millions and millions of people? You actually said that, and you want to call yourself an expert analyst. That is a prime example of the people that are paid to be the smartest in the room aren't. And they act like they're not fallible. They're not paid. It's like, y'all don't have a clue.
No, that's because you write about the getting paid, right? That's because they're not getting paid to be the smartest person in the room. They're getting paid to be a specific person in that room. And in Paul Feinbaum's case, he was paid to say what he said. Like you can't, like, when people just be saying things, I'm like, now we all got hot takes. We all jump out the window. It's fun. It's fun sometimes. You get the people going. It's fun. I do it sometimes. Right, but mine is usually rooted in some level of fact,
logic.
Like, for example, if
he was trying to he gambled and tried to jump in front of the hype. That's what he did. He wanted to be that. Well, I said it in preseason. He wanted to be one of those dudes.
Yeah,
and it didn't pan out, and you got stuck because you said what you said, and everybody got receipts.
Yeah, so, you're right.
That's the way it goes, but like, miss me with all of the people trying to act like they experts and all of that type of stuff. And plus, we done already proven, man, that most of these people don't watch nothing. They sitting at a booth with 10 interns running around in an office shoveling stats while they off camera to make them look good. But they can't. It's physically impossible to watch all of them games and consume all of that content. They want to make them look good.
Yeah, you're right.
But these people ain't. It's quite evident these days, man. All these people with all these sources and all that kind of stuff. That's what you came up with. All you had to do was to look at a game, and you would have known better. But they don't, because that's how the landscape is made these days. It's crazy out in these internet streets. Why you think all of these shows is crashing? And Tone, I did a whole video about this, bro. I was talking about you. I was talking about my man KSAP, all the people that I deal with online. And I was like, we got to step our game up, bro, because terrestrial media sucks. And everybody knows it. That's why our numbers is growing, because we can give you tight information, right information. And if it's not right, it's up to you in the comments to check us.
Right. And we can say, oh, yeah, I misspoke on that. You're right. Void Eagles. This is exactly what. Or thank you, Tiffany Sampson, or thank you, Pretty Mimi, right? Like thank you, Jameer Adams. Like we're so locked in with the people on this level here that you got to come correct. You got to come correct. You see, now we enter my territory where I talk shit. So I keep up with some of these people from a distance, right? I just be paying attention to these guys on these radio stations, and they pair these pencil neck dudes next to these athletes, and they use these athletes, these former Eagles players, to validate the voices of these weirdos behind these microphones, right? And the reality is, Joe Gigolo ain't moving no needle if he tried to build his own platform. Spike Eskin ain't moving no needle trying to build his own platform. Spike Eskin and Joe Gigolo couldn't fuck with me in this arena. Like, and that's how I'm carrying it. Part of my language is just I see these guys on these platforms and I see who's validating them. I see why people aren't listening because their opinion is valuable or they're compelling. They're not compelling. They're shock jocks. They're shock jocks, and they're not truly feeding the people. They're not giving you good cooking. They're not giving you that soul food. They're not touching your soul, your spirit. They're not hitting your essence. They're sitting next to these former Eagles athletes playing in their face. And because these former Eagles athletes getting the check, they got to play ball. Now, every now and again, you see Hugh and Ike check these dudes. I remember one episode, Hugh snapped. Hugh cursed on live air.
I saw that.
I was like, okay, Hugh.
I'll probably see Hugh on Friday.
I was like, okay, Hugh. All right. I see you getting fed up now. I respect that. And I see Ike carrying how he carry it, right? And look, when you got a co-host, you let your co-host have his personality and you have yours.
They got to play the game too.
They got to play the game. I get it.
Play the game.
I get it on their part. But I mean this from the bottom of my heart. When I look at these guys who get positioned next to these athletes, and look, if your last name is what it is, and your dad could put you in position, you run with it. You do what you do. You can't help. You can't help you can't help who your father is. You can't help how, when, where you was born. You can't help that, right? But I'll tell you this right now. It's the reason Spike Eskin ain't tried to build his own platform. Because when I see all these people who really doing it, they're not just working for who they work for. They building their stuff on behind the scenes because you never know when they may cut your line. You never know when they cut your mic off.
And they playing catch up, Tone. They playing.
You never know when they're gonna cut your mic off.
That's why ESPN put all their eggs in the Pat McAfee basket. And now you got half the nation that's pissed off at Pat McAfee. They done with all of that kind of stuff. Like now, because now it's a lot of people that don't really like him. And now he on Monday night and all of this type of stuff. It's like, okay.
Listen, man, the work you put in, I see you. The work you put in, your perspective, how you break this down, they not messing with you. I see guys like LB, Simone, Philly Mike, Philly 500, Joey Shakes, my man Hada that's killing it with the Diamond Crew. Like, I'm paying attention to people that's doing it in this content game, in this space, pulling real people, real numbers, like organic, not being catapulted or not given the super soldier serum by these massive conglomerates, these corporations, right? It's the reason these guys are afraid to start their own platform because they can't carry it. They ain't got it in them.
Yeah,
they got to be validated by a machine.
It's gonna take a second. You know who found out the hard way? Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor started her own platform. I checked her out the other day. She still looked like she looked. She's still fine, and she just did. But guess what? The 2,200 subscribers ain't quite cutting it right now.
Yeah, and look, I respect Joy trying, because I think Joy should have never stopped her podcast.
Correct.
She had the podcast that she was doing with her co-host. I forget the brother name, but I like that podcast actually.
But she had to, because again, remember, you got to play the game, and everybody around you got to play that same game. Because if the reason why she had to stop that podcast was because when everything went down and the shit hit the fan, her co-hosts and everybody she working with, now they got a choice to make. You riding with her? Because if you riding with her, you're going to be riding with her out the door. So everybody else, they got their own family they got to worry about. They own kids got to eat. So they can't, it ain't like I'm going to ride or die with you, because some of them ain't got the money like that. So they had to make a decision. That's why her podcast went out the door. Them people got other jobs that And you've seen it before, the way it's going on in these internet streets and the social media. Now people is getting fired because, hey, I don't like what you said on your Twitter feed. I don't like what you said on Instagram. So they got to be aware
podcast I'm
of
talking
that.
about. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say they just got to be aware of that, or they're gonna find themselves out on the streets with the same problem that she got. And I don't think her content is even any less valuable. She's doing the same thing. I didn't think she was bad at what she did, but public opinion got a whole hell of a lot of power than it did 20 years ago.
So the podcast I'm referring to is the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast with Joy Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was licensed through Fox Sports at the time, but she stopped. Her last episode was May 26, 2021. She stopped doing that podcast well before that scandal. She stopped doing it well before that scandal. And
yeah, but didn't Joy Taylor have something else that pop off?
So what happened was she was doing that podcast when she was the moderator on Undisputed. Then she got the show. Was it not First Things? It was the show where her, Michael Irvin, Manuel Acho, I think Shady was on it.
Yeah, was First Things First before they changed up the lineup, wasn't it?
No, there was a show before that. What was that first?
It was them. It was the dude. What's the receiver that used to play for Green Bay?
Speak. It was called Speak. That's what it was.
Correct.
It was called Speak. He became the lead host on that.
That's the one that Acho bought.
No, he bought the YouTube channel for Undisputed.
I thought I thought it used to be Speak. I thought it changed names.
It's possible. I'm not entirely sure because Speak and Undisputed was on at the same time.
Okay,
and then,
I could be wrong.
And then Speak became the what's that show? It was him.
It
Shady,
was
James Jones.
It
was
Joy Taylor. It was
the facility.
Keyshawn Johnson. They had a little revolving crew. Keyshawn Johnson, Acho.
Okay.
Joy
so what's
Taylor,
Speak?
And what's the wide receiver I'm thinking of?
James Jones.
Yeah.
And
Chase Daniels.
Yeah, but the overall point is I'm trying to make, not to get too lost in the weeds.
Right.
Joy Taylor had that podcast that she was building early on. Maybe I'm crazy. And it was actually a good podcast. It was good. And it was allowing her to build her personality, build her voice. And then she's just stopped doing it. Now, I don't know what the business or where contractually, maybe they told her, or you got to stop the podcast if you're going to do this. Or like, listen, I'm sorry. Like you get what you negotiate.
I don't think it was her podcast.
Well, I mean, it was licensed to Fox Sports.
Right, but I guess my point is that did she start it, or was that something that Fox Sports gave her in their space, and then you can use our platform to plug what you got going on.
It's possible. Because
remember, just using that as an example, the reason why Pat McAfee got so popular was because he started his on his own and he licensed his stuff to ESPN. It had already blown up, and when ESPN got behind it, it blew up more.
Right. Overall, though, it's important to build yourself up.
Hey, cool.
It's important to build yourself up. And I had to learn the hard way also, right? With all due respect to my previous employer, when I was working for them, I poured a lot of my time and energy to them, and I started pouring less time into my own content, not because I was contractually obligated to, because I just didn't have the bandwidth, right? I didn't have the time, or maybe I did, but I didn't.
You was good at what you was doing. So logic says, if this is blowing up, and I'm a big reason why it is, there's another step for me. You didn't expect the bottom to come out.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the point. You never do.
Exactly.
You never do.
Exactly.
It brings you back to my point. Always continue to have your nest egg in case of a rainy day. Just keep building yourself up simultaneously. You think, I know Colin Cowherd is the man over at FS1. You thought you think he built the volume for Fox? He didn't build that for Fox. It got to, the volume. The volume has become something so large now. Now he partnered with Fox now, but he was building that simultaneously while he was working for Fox. He's building it little by little, the volume, and now he could swing his weight around, and now he could walk away from Fox Sports comfortably if he wanted to, and he has so many podcasts licensed to his brand. So the overall point is, this space, you got to really get it from the muscle. And a lot of people scared of that. A lot of these guys scared of that.
Got to put the time in, bro, because it ain't going to happen overnight like everybody wanted to, like they think it's going to happen. And especially now that YouTube done changed the terms on them. YouTube done doubled up. You used to need 4,000, now you need 8,000.
Mm-hmm.
You used to need, I don't even know how many. I don't make no money off of shorts, so I'm not big with shorts anyways. But still, I know a lot of
shorts
people
are a good way to funnel people to your channel. You know,
Correct.
That's how I use. I use shorts as a
indicator.
Yeah, or I even use shorts as kind of like that weirdo guy that's outside the store flinging around the cardboard arrow. Like it's that. It's like, hey, come into my store. Come into my store.
Time. Absolutely, I'm the same way, bro.
So, but yeah, I mean, look. Just bringing the full circle back to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles made a large investment in this team, especially defensively. They've invested draft picks, money into key contributors on this team. They've made a lot of moves to set up this 2026 campaign. And I think overall, we're going to probably see some of the most exciting Eagles football we've ever seen, because we're truly not going to know what we're getting, because this offense is going to continue to expose itself and develop as the weeks go, and we're just going to continue to see new wrinkles, being added to this thing, and so on and so forth, right? I'm excited, bro. I'm really I can't wait. You know what? Let me say this now while I got you. I was going to tell you at some point, but I'm about to tell you now. So, long story short, I'm going to be in Disney World game day.
This Friday?
No. I mean,
when the season start?
Week 1.
Okay, that'll work.
I'm going to be in, and it pisses me off, but but wifey has been about Disney World she's been on me about it for a while, and we finally set it up, and I would love to be on.
I guarantee you're going to run into some Eagles fans down there.
I would love to be on my couch watching the game, being locked in. So I'm going to have to get creative on how content gets pumped out while I'm down there.
Man, listen, while you in line on Small World, bro, just tap in, check out the score, do you a blurb.
I'm going to have Maryland. Maryland might quick going to be on my one earbud.
Come on, man. When you watching Captain EO, whatever it is you're going to be doing, man, just tap in real quick, get you that 30-second short, while you in line waiting for Space Mountain or whatever, just get a little blurb in, man. It ain't going to take much.
I'm sick, man. Like, I'm going to have to get creative. Listen, y'all going to see a lot of content.
This is what you got to do, Tone. This is what you got to do. You got to find Snow White, and you got to get Snow White to give you a Go Birds.
A Go Birds.
Yeah. Got to find you a Snow White. Find you one of them princesses. The fellas will do it, but find you one of them princesses to give you like a Go Birds.
For sure.
Find you like Snow White, or better yet, get Esmeralda, or what's the girl from the Prince and the Frog?
Oh, you talking about Tiana?
Tiana, yeah. Find Tiana. How about give you a Go Birds? I'm telling you, watch. You gonna run into some Eagles fans down there. Guarantee
I know I am. I know. It's just,
guarantee you, bro.
Man, it's the season opener. I'm like,
it's all good, bro.
But it's like cracking the 80s. I need it. I need it.
Listen, the powers that be will pay you back in good karma, because you taking one for the team, and you putting it. That's quality time right there, bro.
Yeah,
that's
man.
quality time.
And this trip is going to buy me a lot of leeway.
So you'll get paid back in karma on that one, bro. You good? You
For
good.
sure, man, for sure. But yeah, that's my announcement, y'all. Game day, you guys are going to have a very interesting way of how the content is getting put out. But I'm going to try to preemptively have some things set up so it can just run while I'm away. But I'm also, like I said, I'm going to be creative with this thing. It's going to be about wifey while I'm down there. But the moment she take a nap, hey, my people.
Nah, bro, you got to figure out a way you got to get something while you in the park, man. You got to.
No. I'm gonna get some in the park too. I'm
get something in the park, bro.
I gotta find a way. We'll figure it out, man. We'll figure it out. But on that note, you guys, that's pretty much our show. Today was a fun day.
Yeah, man.
Down for the Eagles. At Lincoln Financial Field, it was fun. A lot of plays were made. People got their first look at Makai Lemon. They were able to see him be productive. So maybe that quiet some of the noise a little bit. They were able to see the offense with their own two eyes, and I think people are really excited about just the nuances that they're seeing, right? Even with the turnovers, you're still
yeah. Tone. You got to get Dr. Doom, bro. Got to get that Dr. Doom down there.
Be cold.
Did you see it? Have you seen what it looked like?
No, I haven't.
Oh, there is a classic pose of Dr. Doom, and they made it look like the Eagles' old school logo.
Let me see.
So they got a whole thing with Disney.
Oh, I see it.
Yes.
Disney store. Oh,
yes.
Shoot, I see it.
I'm gonna get one of those, man.
Yo, that's fire.
Fire, dude. Got to do it. I'm gonna try to find a hoodie.
They got sweatshirts too. Oh, the sweatshirts is fire. Are they sold out?
That's why you gonna be at Disney, bro. You know they're gonna have them there.
Yo, they want 120 for this joint.
Come on, man. It's Disney, man. You already know it. Ain't no sense in getting mad at the price. It is what it is.
That's another thing too, right?
Disney
like,
where, bro? I
told myself when I get down there, just don't think about it. Just
don't get sticker shock, bro.
Just keep saying yes, and you'll be okay.
Although
just say yes.
I will say this: if you don't need ice in your drink, if you don't need ketchup on your sandwich, don't get it because they're gonna charge you $1.50 for all of that extra stuff. But that's right. It is. Have yourself a good time, brother.
Man,
have yourself a good time. Hey, if anybody's going to the game on Friday, if you see me down there,
you going? That's right, you going?
That's the alumni game, so I'll be on the field and everything. So if you see me down there, if I hear somebody say, "Yo, Coach Marcus," I'm turning around. I'll bring some of the fellas over there to sign autographs and all that kind of stuff, dude. Holler at me. I'll be there.
Yeah, for sure, man. My man, who is that?
Tone,
my man name?
Lanterns, bro.
Yes, we got to talk about that. We got to. Do we got to start doing separate live streams for that?
I done already put episode 2 out. So
I got to record my Lens of Reaction episode 2. I'm actually going to do that after I get off of this. I'm gonna record it, and I'm gonna
need to connect, bro. We got to go ahead and connect, bro. We got to figure that out.
Yeah, we gotta. I'm
having too much fun with that.
We gotta find a way to have our own instant reactions right after. So
try to because when did they re-up? Sunday night.
I think it's every Sunday.
Yeah, it's the same as Game of Thrones and Westworld.
Yeah. So we just we should game plan that. We should game plan how we do that.
Sunday at 10:30, 11.
Hey, we pop it for a quick half, just talk about what we saw, get in, get out.
Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole today, bro.
Who you talking? I'm about to lock in because I think we're about to see all the different lantern corps, all the different ones, because people forget it's so many of them. You got the Red Lanterns, the Sinestro's corps. You got many.
I don't know if they're gonna throw too many. They can't throw too much at you.
I don't think they're gonna give us too much too soon, but I think they're building towards something.
You got three. You got 3 colors right now. You got green, yellow, and red. You got green. You got Hal and John Stewart. You got Sinestro was for the yellow corps, and then you got Atrocitus. If that dude is indeed Atrocitus, because
when I had the subtitles on, it said his name was Anton.
His name is Anton, but Atrocitus, that's the character they're referring to. I think maybe he might be a shapeshifter too.
Possible.
Because in the comics, Atrocitus hates the Green Lanterns because they work for the Guardians, and the Guardians let the Manhunters destroy his world.
Correct.
So, and I'm convinced, spoilers if you haven't watched it, the whole town is aliens, bro. The whole town is aliens.
Oh, you cooking.
Yeah, whole town is aliens, bro. After that, after he got out the hospital and he was the only one signed in, and none of that equipment had been.
That hospital scene.
Yeah.
Yo, one thing I say about Hal, say what you want about him, about how he carries himself, how he treats John. He's a Green Lantern for a reason. His instincts.
Yeah.
Because like him, I'm like, that hospital empty as hell.
Empty. And he was like, what a minute. And your girl, I'm not sold on the sheriff.
I'm not sold on her either because she's been spoon feeding him. She's only providing him the information that he's caught her on. She's not providing him anything up front, or she's only provided what he's flat out caught her on.
Here's my logic. So the crux of the show, I don't know if it's going to go to the end, but obviously the crux of the show is, who is the Manhunter? Who is going to be revealed to be a Manhunter? And I'm thinking that whoever they announced to be the Manhunter has got to be a gut punch. That's why I don't think it's Zoe. Zoe is the obvious answer. Zoe is the obvious answer because she's the only one that's been with Hal. And somebody pointed this out again. I didn't read the comics, but somebody who did, I watched their little podcast, and they said in the comics, Hal Jordan was known to hook up with aliens. John Stewart was known to hook up with aliens. So
I'll say this though, right? Him and the sheriff got this weird chemistry.
They do.
Like to me, it's for episode 1. I'm like, he smashed that. He hit that.
He did.
It's something about that. The episode 1, that whole. I'm like, he hit that.
But here's the funny part. Keep your friends close, but who closer?
Enemies.
So I think the gut punch to me, Zoe is the obvious answer. It's not it's not her husband. He's too obvious. He's the main bad. Mm-hmm. That's too obvious.
It's way
Zoe
too obvious.
Would be the one, but if you wanted it to really be a gut punch, it would either be the sheriff, her husband, or the kid, the little boy. But
interesting.
Now that I think about that, you got to strike that down because at the end of the first episode, who called John Stewart to get Hal Jordan when he was dead in the bleachers? The sheriff. God,
that's the sheriff. So, and that's another thing, right? So that's one of the reasons.
Never mind.
That's one of the reasons I didn't suspect her, because I'm like, I saw her in that flash forward.
Yes.
And she was still in the town as the sheriff.
So that would make it go back to Zoe, or I don't know, man.
Let me say this though. Let me move it around a little bit. That last scene.
What, from
first of all,
from episode 2?
Episode 2. That last scene, Hal leaves in the middle of the night, flies over to Sinestro's prison.
To the prison? Yeah.
It flies over to the prison, right? And when I say Sinestro had one of the coldest lines of the first 2 episodes, this man said, Hal goes up to him and he says, "Oh, my bad. Now tell me about the fucking manhunters." Sinestro says, if one still existed, that'd be the second biggest threat you're currently facing. So why don't you tell me about John Stewart? Woo! Because again, the dynamic, like this show, yeah, the extraterrestrial threat, that's our narrative, right? That's our plot point, right? That's going to take us through the series. Like Sinestro said, the biggest threat to Hal Jordan is John Stewart, because you see it manifesting itself almost every frame throughout the episode when John was able to manifest the hummingbird.
Yeah.
When he was trying to fly. And then he did it without the ring construct. Yeah. You saw how Hal looked at him?
Because they let it be known. And I looked this up in the comics. In the comics, Green Lanterns can do that. What they can't do is do it without a ring. So basically, John Stewart is a savant. And my prediction now is after
that's why they chose him.
Remember that trailer I sent you? I think they're gonna go back in the past, then they're gonna show what really happened, how John was raised, and I think a manhunter is gonna kill his mother.
This
I think
show's
a
good.
manhunter is gonna kill his mother.
This show's good, man.
It is damn
like
good.
DC, they still haven't quite. They're still figuring out their movies, but right now on HBO Max, when it comes to their live action series,
But they 2 for 2.
they 2 for 2. Penguin
2 for 2.
and Lanners
Penguin. And then they got they got Clayface.
and Clayface the movie. I really hope that's good. And
That looks like a straight body horror movie.
man, last word before we get out of here.
Yeah, man.
I like when DC leans into what they're doing with Lanterns and Penguin. DC, they do ground it well. When they try to chase the tail of Marvel and try to match, do you?
Yo, who you think the benefactor is?
The benefactor of
my man that's running the big ranch, the militia.
the benefactor of Macon.
Because
somebody's providing him with this technology,
right? And
because how do you got the metal detector? It wasn't a metal. It was an alien scan. So who's providing him with this tech?
Who you think giving them the tech?
A manhunter.
I think it's Luthor.
Interesting.
Did you catch where the sheriff is from?
She's from Gotham.
Right. Do you remember in episode 1 when Jon Stewart went to the police station to get Hal Jordan out of jail? Mm-hmm. Who was she on the phone with?
Oh, I overlooked that. Who was she on the phone with?
She said, "I'll talk to you later, Barbara."
Barbara Gordon.
So they done already made the connection with Gotham. If we already know that Guy Gardner's going to be on the show.
Correct.
Guy Gardner was just in the movie with who?
Superman. And Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific. Word is Mr. Terrific is supposed to be getting his own show or movie, something like that. It's coming up.
Yep. And then if you want to use the reference from Mr. Terrific, what's the most famous scene in the Superman movie? When he went into the pocket dimension.
Yeah. And that pocket dimension scene with Jon Stewart was dope. I like the way they created that. Like they're doing high level shit in a grounded way.
Right. So that's what makes me believe they done already, if you paying attention, they done already made the connections. So in my opinion, the unknown benefactor is Luthor.
It's entirely possible. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
And I think the whole town is aliens running from the Manhunters. They don't know who the Manhunter is either. That's why they doing all of that stuff.
But if that was the case, wouldn't the entire town have flagged that metal detector? Because remember, the metal detector was used to be able to figure out who was aliens in the crowd.
No, that's what they told you. Why would? Let me ask you this: why would you believe?
I guess what I'm saying is it didn't work when Hal walked through. It didn't work.
Correct.
But when he dragged the dead body through the alien, it did work.
Who's to say it's not different aliens? Who's to say it's not tuned to find a specific
type of alien?
Exactly. But once again, everything got thrown out of whack when you see the hospital log. Nobody
on there. None.
And you see how quickly she tried to pass it off. Everybody ain't trying to get shot.
Yeah.
She passed that little joke off. Then he let it go. And how does she know where he was when he had the bodies in the car?
She knew exactly where he was. She pulled him over, which is crazy.
Exactly.
Somebody's feeding her.
Exactly. Who you think feeding her? The dad.
Of course.
They all in cahoots.
Yeah. Because remember, Hal asked her, why would you marry into this family? Like why would you even? It seems like she's trying to play this weird middle ground.
She said basically, the way I took it, she was basically, I don't know if you want to call it blackmailed or pressured into it, because she makes no bones about, I'm not really crazy about this situation. Like, even when they had that conversation, to your point, where they kind of sweet on each other, and Hal offered her the beer. And she was like, oh God, yes. She don't want to be in there, but she got to be for whatever reason. So they all in cahoots. And I don't think the dad militia dude, I don't think he the bad guy. I think he's exactly who he says he is.
He's a fanatic. He's a fanatic who you know, I like what you're saying. He's exactly who he said he is. He's trying to
do the right thing in his way.
In his way. He believes he's pro-human.
Correct.
And he continuously references the colonizers.
Yep. And
he said, I refuse to be the. Go ahead.
And he's right. So it would be crazy to think he's the manhunter. That would make no sense.
It wouldn't
the
make
manhunter is going to end up being somebody who comes across as non-threatening. That's why I say, like, Zoe, the kid, the son, or whatever. Like, and the manhunters can shapeshift now. That's that clip I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
So now my question is, we see the end of that, right? The thing is already transforming and growing and all of that kind of stuff, and the mother's looking up with Jon Stewart in his arm. I think the manhunter's going to kill the baby, but the real question is, what did he transform from? He turned into the manhunter, but who was he simulating? Before he transformed, what did he look like? So, man,
we'll listen, on that note, you guys, we really do appreciate the love and the support, man. We clearly have a ton of interest. I mean, you could look behind me. My interests are very vast. So I really do appreciate you guys for locking in, as always. We appreciate you guys for locking in, as always.
Tom, check this out real quick. Check this out.
Sir.
Check this out. You see if I got it. Do I still have it? Let me see.
If you're just listening to us, ooh, you were bored. You were bored. That look good though. I ain't gonna lie. Damn, that look good. That look good, brother.
Dude, I don't went down the rabbit hole, man. They got
you are crazy.
Got me again, bro. Game of Thrones, then it was Westworld. Now it's this.
Yeah, man. For sure.
All right, we got to land this plane, bro.
That's fine. Yeah, we got to go. Listen, y'all, smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Pro Fan Talk and Pro Fan Hoops. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up, where no matter we win or we lose, we just got to charge us to the game. He's Marcus Thomas, a.k.a. Coach Marcus. I'm your guy, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been tuned into the Bald Eagles podcast, and we're out of here, y'all. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Marcus got the scoop ready to ignite, from the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights. Dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Blind guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. I like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die.